Do you believe in aliens? Would you really even want to know the honest answer? One way or another. If we were alone or not alone, would you want to know the truth? If there were countless other worlds and, higher civilizations, would you want to know? And even the other way, if we really are the only thing in this vast galaxy that has life on it, we're all of it, we're existence, would you want to know that truth too? It is spooky season, and as we continue our dive into the paranormal, a story came across my desk today that beckons that question. What if we're not alone? Would you really, really want the truth? Anonymous writes in, if you are going to tell this story, please don't use my real name. My entire life, people have been telling me I'm crazy and that I made it all up. The last thing I need is the rest of the internet trying to go find me. Aliens. Yes, I said what I said. I believe that they exist. I believe that they've found me. I believe that they've targeted me since I was young. Here is my story. I grew up in the system, foster care. I was a little rambunctious, so parents to parents. In fact, one year I had 8 different families in 12 months. Nobody could just know what to do with me. I'll admit a lot of it was on me. I was so mad all the time. My mom had given me up for adoption shortly after I was born, and from what I've found later in life about my real father, there's nothing I needed to know about him other than he wasn't around. Growing up in the system is tough. Everybody wants to be your friend. Everybody wants to tell you it's okay, but it's not. I was always so mad. I got in trouble at school. I got in trouble. I stole. I did those things. I'm aware that I was not a good person. But I didn't ask for any of this, and I feel like whatever targeted me knew my story and knew that no one was going to believe me. I was 17 years old at the time. I only had one more year of this BS. That's what I thought to myself. 17 years old, another foster home, another we are just here to help. I ran away quite often, but this night was different. They had finally picked me up. I had gotten some food, and they weren't even mad. They didn't even care. They just told me that they loved me and that they wanted the best for me. But how could they know? I was a complete stranger. How could they know anything about me? How could they care for me? That's what I thought, sitting in my room. I started to cry because my life just didn't make any sense, and that's when I started to hear it. Just this buzzing noise. It was deafening. It was so loud. It sounded like the old TV static. That's all I could hear, but I didn't have a TV on. Nobody else was up. It was 3 o'clock, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning, but it was so loud. And the light from outside my window was so bright. It was almost like the sun was shining, but it was just unreal light, artificial light. There was nothing warm or glowing about it. It was just light. I remember having the worst headache and just feeling super nauseous, super sick. But that's it. I blacked out after that. The buzzing and the light just overtook me, and then I passed out. Maybe that's what happened. For over a week, it continued to happen. Every night, regardless if I was asleep or awake, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, the static, the buzzing, the light. I never was taken anywhere. I never felt like I was transported. All I remember is this feeling in my head, like I was conscious but unconscious, like I was aware something was happening but not able to control it, and waking up just so nauseous, so tired, like the worst migraine ever. Then I was late. Then I was 3 months late, and I started to show. I had to tell somebody, but the truth of the matter is, even though I had had a pretty rough life, I never had done anything with a boy. I never had gone all the way, and now I was pregnant. My foster parents didn't believe me. I'd snuck out so many times, why would they? Now I needed their help, and they kicked me out. 2 months before my 18th birthday, I just stayed in the system. I was going to be a grown-up, and that's exactly what happened. I was a pregnant 17-year-old who didn't have any idea of how they became pregnant or what happened. Out of respect, I'm not going to go into too much detail into her story. However, it leads you to question what happened. She feels like she was visited by something that did something to her. She states she does not have the financial means to test and to do any of this, and that she has a beautiful, healthy little baby boy. But somewhere, there's the truth. And that's the question you have to ask. If it is something extraterrestrial, what do they do? What do they want? What do they want with people like us? Are we just guinea pigs for lab experiments? Tell me in the comments, do you believe in the extraterrestrial? Wouldn't it make sense to target someone like that? Someone who their own people aren't going to believe.